Well, it's Uncommon Fossil. I just wanted to take a look at the online results in the past few days and just see what the best play is as where the meta stands right now. So just taking a look at the last 9 tournaments. That's the last couple days of larger size events, which was what were there? 9 tournaments, and looking at the top 8 in those, the decks that saw the most play: Giratina Lost Zone by far. Lost Zone Box was played a decent amount too. Charizard's the number 2 deck behind Giratina Lost Zone. Then Snorlax, Stall, Mew, if you combine both Genesect and Fusion Strike, Roaring Moon, Gardevoir. Those are the decks seeing the most play. Giratina Lost Zone, Charizard, definitely the big 2 though. And looking through the matchup data up against the other popular decks, to me, Giratina Lost Zone is the best choice. Not going to get into all the data for it. You can check it out yourself on Limitless on the online data. But Giratina Lost Zone is doing very well. It's got a favorable matchup to most of the other popular decks. And obviously, it's a 50-50 split against in the mirror. Actually, it's less than 50% when you look at the data because ties aren't wins, so that kind of hurts the percentage. But obviously, it's a 50-50 situation in the mirror. So it's only decks that fall down in the play percentages that are good against Giratina, and there's really not a good counter deck that counters all of the top decks. You're going to have a favorable matchup to 1 or 2 decks, but then take some hard losses to others. So I think if you're looking for a solid, smart play, pick one of the top decks. Giratina Lost Zone seems to give the best opportunity. So let's get into a list that I'm playing right now, and then we'll take a look at a little gameplay. So Giratina VSTAR, what the deck's named after, it's a big, heavy hitter, which is always good in any deck. It's 280 HP, no weakness, so that's pretty good there. It lost impact for Grass, Psychic, Colress, does 280, which is tremendous. It one-shots, obviously, a lot of Pokemon, and you put 2 energies attached to your Pokemon in the Lost Zone, which isn't ideal, but we do have energy acceleration, so it's okay. And then its V-Star power is an Attack Star Requiem, even more powerful for Grass Psychic. You need to have 10 cards in the Lost Zone, so it's as the game goes on, but then you knock out your opponent's Pokemon. It doesn't matter what the HP is. Boom, knock it out. You one-shot those tanky Charizard EXs and such, so very nice there. We play 4 Comfeys. The Giratina V is also very important here. Both attacks can be valuable. The Abyss Seeking can be your best way to end turn 1 if you go second. You look at the top for one colorless energy. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put 2 of them in your hand, 2 in the other 2 in the Lost Zone. So we're needing to get cards in the Lost Zone fast, and this helps that happen. And Shred attack does 160. It hits through effects for Grass, Psychic, Colress. So that can be a useful attack as well. Don't forget about that. Comfey with Flower Selecting is a key part of the engine, right? You look at the top 2 cards of your deck. If it's in the active spot, look at the top 2 cards in your deck. Put 1 in your hand, 1 in the Lost Zone, and we can switch between them. So there's a lot of switching in the deck, as you imagine, once you get to trainers and energy. 2 Sableye, a very, very good attacker, the Lost Mine attack. Once again, though, you need 10 in the Lost Zone to use this attack. So it's, again, takes a few turns to get there, but then you put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. 1 copy of Cramorant. It's a good attack at some point in the game often, but only 1 copy because a lot of times the Giratina V might be the better early attack, depending on the numbers, whether you use Cramorant's attack. Spit instantly does 110 damage on a single prize, not bad. It's 3 energy, but it has Lost Provision. Sorry, if you have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attack. So that is good, right? So 110 for no energy, quite nice. Can be for early game the best attack. And then Radiant Greninja. We do have the energy to attack with it, and it's first and foremost, if you ever conceal cards, you discard the energy, draw 2 cards to hand. But then Moonlight Shuriken for 3 energy, Water Colorless, does 90 to your opponent's Pokemon, and you put 2 energies in the discard pile. So very good attack. It's a very big threat. We have to be careful with the energy situation when we use it, but obviously in certain cases it is very big. I'll hit the energies next, which I normally do. 4 jet energies because we're leaning into the switching, and the colorless attack helps pay the attack cost of the Giratina VSTAR, and it also is great for switching, kind of double switching a Comfey. So that's really good there. For Psychic Energies, because Giratina uses it, and Sableye, so most of that. Then 3 Grass, which again is Giratina, and 3 Waters, which is the Radiant Greninja's attack. So that's the energy. And of course, with Mirage Gate, you accelerate 2 different types of energy, so having different types of, you need a mix of energies. You don't just lean into one too heavily. And I think 3 is fine. Some I've heard, I wouldn't go to a 4th energy probably because it gets very dicey to get it into play. But with 3, with counts of at least 3, it works pretty well most of the time. All right, so the big engine piece, as expected, is Colress's Experiment. Look at the top 5 cards of deck. Put 3 into hand, 2 in the Lost Zone, so very good getting cards to hand. And we need to get cards in the Lost Zone, so very good there. This is a 4-path deck, right? We have it shuts down our Radiant Greninja, but other than that, it doesn't affect us, and it really hurts a lot of opponents. So that's one thing. And then to go with that, we have one Iono, which gets us obviously 6 new cards early game, as well as our opponents, 6 fresh cards if they haven't taken prizes. But as the game wears on, it gets them to a small hand size, which pairs well with Path. But then really, we play 2 Roxanne. That's the heavy hitter late game Path. Roxanne, you can only use this after your opponent's taken 3 or if they have 3 or fewer prizes remaining. It means they have to have taken at least 3 prizes, right? Each player shuffles a hand in their deck and then you draw 6, your opponent draws 2, so Roxanne Path makes it very tough. 2 Boss's Orders, of course, a very, very good supporter, right? We all know what that does. 4 Battle VIP Pass just to help set up. With Comfeys and such, we have a good chance of getting it turn 1, so we get things going. Then, obviously, we don't mind lost zoning Battle VIP Pass after turn 1, so in a deck like this, it makes a lot of sense. 4 Mirage Gate, don't want to mess around with anything less than 4, because it's just so important. You have to have 7 cards in the lost zone, which is really important. Getting to 7 to use Mirage Gate, that's really the first big goal, really, in these games. I mean, 4 for Cramorant sometimes, but always 7 to Mirage Gate. You search your deck for 2 basic energies of different types, which is why I have a little bit of type variety, as well as needing it for our attacks, of course. And then you attach them to your Pokemon any way you'd like. The same Pokemon, 2 different Pokemon. Active bench doesn't matter, so it's really, really good there. 3 Nest Balls to get some more basic Pokemon onto the bench as the game goes on. For other switching cards, we have 2 Escape Rope, 2 Switch Cart, which only works on basics, but it heals 30 when it goes to the bench, and 1 Switch. Obviously, Switch Cart does not work on everything except the Giratina VSTAR, so that's partly why the Switch in the deck. All right, 2 Super Rods. We're discarding energies. We got to get them back to play. Energy management is really important. Running out of a certain type of energy is something we have to keep an eye on. We don't want that to happen. So just manage those energies, and Pokemon too, of course. This helps with the resource management. And 1 Counter Catcher. You have to be behind in prizes, but again, being behind, the Giratina doesn't mind coming back. So Counter Catcher, it's a Gust that doesn't use a supporter for turn. Really nice in the deck. So it's a deck that you can get a lead. Obviously, you can start attacking with Cramorant turn 1 if that's the way the game goes. You can Path and disrupt your opponent late. We can do big knockouts with Giratina VSTAR, and of course we have Sableye to really wreak a lot of havoc. So a very strong deck. Let's take a look on the ladder and see what we can do. All right, hopefully get a game that shows this deck off. It is a very good deck. My Lost Zone, my skill with Lost Zone is okay, is what I'd say. I was bad for quite a while. At this point, I've played it enough in different variations. I certainly have gotten better. That's for sure. I'll go second. The attack is pretty good with the Giratina V. Obviously, if you knew the matchup, sometimes it's better just to steal your opponent's ability to set up turn 1. Also, getting a Path down turn 1 can be very good too. This is not a great hand, unfortunately. I'll draw for turn, see 2 cards with Comfey. So I'll see 3 cards. Hopefully I hit a Colress. Right? Part of turn 1 is you want to hit a Colress. And I need I want a Colress. I want a Battle VIP Pass. Look, they don't need to evolve, so this is good that I'm going second, I think, because they're a deck that may, looking to take a prize turn 1. Although if they do that, I do have the potential to one-shot them with the Giratina VSTAR turn 2. There's questions of how, as always, how well do we set up, excuse the yawn there. Get energy in the discard for them, of course, makes sense. They want to accelerate with Professor Sada's, not this turn, of course, or with Dark Patch. Sorry, blanking there for a minute. Attaching to the active without that, okay. They can knock me out next turn, but they lose free retreat. And if I knock them out, they're one energy less on the Pokemon they want to get that energy to. All right, the Giratina V is good. I'd like to attack with it this turn. Ooh. I hate losing Greninja. I think I need to grab the Colress, though, because that's really good. I mean, they're both good cards, so I'll use Colress. I'm going to play Path, I pretty much imagine. Energy is always really important. I'm going to plan on getting a good turn next turn, so I'm going to do this. Grab multiple energies. I can't now attack and attach energy. So what do I have? I have 3 in the Lost Zone. It's okay. It's not great, though. I'll attach a grass energy, and I'll end turn. So they're probably, so their play, attaching more Pico, is to knock out a Comfey with more Pico, which they do. And then they move 2 energies on to the Roaring Moon. So that it actually is a pretty good turn for them. The reality is I'd really like to attack with Cramorant into the more Pico, because otherwise they can blow up my because they attack. They get 2 energies there. They attach a 3rd energy. They can one-shot my V-Star. So it's not great. Obviously, look, if I could have taken a knockout with Cramorant, that would have been good. I think I made the right calls. I mean, look, I could have grabbed the Radiant Greninja. It would have been better for the last turn. That's your basic, do 30 more. Your opponent's active. Dark Pokemon. Okay. So they knock me out. They're going to move to Roaring Moon. No? Okay. They're not. Wow. Okay. I'm pleased about that because now. Okay. That's. So let me Nest Ball. What do I have here? I've got 3. Actually, I'm going to Colress first. If I get a Switch card, I may just take the knockout. I want you. I want you. I think I want you. Because I already ditched my other Sableye, right? I don't think I want to give up both Sableyes for game. Okay. I have Switch. I can take the knockout. Maybe I just take the knockout this turn. I am behind. I can do whatever I want here too, but do I want to? Do I want to Cramorant or Comfey here? 5. I probably don't get 7 to make my big attack, do I? I think Cramorant's safer. The Comfey, if it comes together, is very nice, right? But that's a big if. So I'm gonna take the prize. Actually, I can. Yeah, I think I want to take a prize here. If they rope me, this gives me an option with rope. Set up, get the Giratina VSTAR ready to go. I have counter catcher. Okay. Take a prize, so I catch up on prizes. They're in a better. Like, I don't love their board state either, I gotta say. I'm not loving my spot, so this is my last. Whoops, right? So I have 2 of. So even when I say all, it shows them stacked. Oh, I guess there's no. The order doesn't matter for this. So they have their V-Star. I don't. So it's going to. They can accelerate 2 energies, 1 to, which is fine. I'll have to decide what I do. I can't retreat here, can I? So I might boss up the Roaring Moon with the two. I assume they're going to attach to both Roaring Moons. Yeah, so they don't knock me out, which is good there for sure. I have boss. I'll hit whatever they're really targeting to get set up. They're not going to want to hard retreat because that would ditch their energy's path. I'm not sure how helpful that is here. It's not a great board state, I got to say, but I'm going to gust him up. Just hit into him. If they attack with him, they're more vulnerable. That's for sure. So free attack. Sitting on 3 Mirage Gate just isn't great. I'm not halfway there. I'm 10 shy of halfway. So, I mean, if I get 10 in the Lost Zone, I could take him out with Sableye. I'm not going to get 10 in the Lost Zone probably. I'm not loving my spot here. So they could hard retreat, actually. No, okay. So they're not. They didn't accelerate to the bench. So another Roaring Moon. I'll see what they do here. Are they going to they could hard retreat into the Cobalion, which doesn't knock me out, though. Gets us in a very slow game. Cross switcher. They can knock out my Giratina VSTAR with Roaring Moon. They knock themselves out in the process, if that's what they're doing. We'll see what they do here. They have to switch and then retreat. I don't know what they're doing. I got to take the knockout here, if that's my option. And what did they get? Was it a Roaring Moon? It's a Fancy Art. Yeah, Fancy Art Roaring Moon. Okay. That's what I thought that was. So it's going okay. All right, so let's see what happens here. Comfey. I'll bench the Comfey, and I don't love taking the knockout exactly because I don't have enough cards in Lost Zone, but I need to take the knockout. Makes my counter catcher pretty useless. I don't love keep the grass if I get because the psychic. Oh no, I lost zone. That was a mistake. I was thinking it discarded. I kind of forgot what it did for a minute. Haven't done that attack in a bit. All right, so Roxanne. If they knock out my VSTAR, I do have Roxanne this turn. I can send up a Comfey. Yeah, I should have gotten rid of the grass energy, I guess. Oh, Roseanne's backup. Don't see that every day. I wonder what they're going to grab with it. A Pokemon, a tool, a stadium, and energy. And I should see what happens. I don't because it happens too fast. Hopefully they do add a game log soon. They've said there will be a game log. We'll find out. There'll be more details later on, or we'll find out what the details are once it launches. That's quite possible too. All right, let's see what happens here. So they're blowing me up. I'll send up the Comfey. I think I send up my Pokemon first. So I have 7. I can Mirage Gate down to 1 prize, which is very nice there. A Path is good. Boss is good. These are all. I have Roxanne. Send up Comfey. I can't counter catcher, of course. Obviously, if I can get, but I need 3 more. So the odds of hitting 3 more aren't that good. So I'll grab this. Waiting would have given me a chance potentially to get a Giratina V down, which could have attacked for game, but with a rod, right? I will. I'm going to do the rod play. It's risky, I will say. It is risky. I'm going to rod back the VSTAR, the grass energy. I could hard retreat here, which is a nice. I'll see what the energy. Well, no, I actually want to. Do I want to? I want to. I'm going to toss that down. Do I have Mirage Gate or Roxanne or something? I'm just going to Roxanne here. I could attach retreat, but I might want Jet Energy. Jet Energy's good, okay here. All right, we'll see. I mean, I can Mirage Gate, but I can retreat now. The V-Star. It's not good, is it? So I'll get the Jet Energy, I guess. I don't need 2 V-Stars. I guess I hit with Cramorant here. Might as well, right? Gets me close to the win. I'll save the Mirage Gate. I might want it for next turn, but okay. Mirage Gate. I could Sableye. I should be able to Sableye for game next turn. Right, there's a Psychic in deck. I should be able to send up a Comfey with Jet Energy. I think I have game in hand now. I can attack with Sableye next turn for game. I do believe. We'll see if I get disrupted, of course, too. I could get Iono down to 2. Or Roxanne to 2. Roxanne, most decks don't play it. This is a deck that can play Roxanne, the one I'm playing. Makes sense. That's a defensive move there. That's looking like they're not going to attack this turn. I'd have no energy on any. Well, they just retreated their guy. Obviously, if he stayed in the active, they just lose. So, okay. So I will. No, don't Jet Energy. So I'm just going to. So I'm going to Rod here. No, I didn't want to Rod. I didn't mean to Rod at all. Ugh. Okay. So I need a Psychic. I'll attach a water there. It doesn't matter. I'm going to Jet Energy into the active. I just need one more in the lost zone. I obviously didn't mean to play the Rod. It didn't hurt me, but I have game anyway. But that was obviously a silly misplay. Grab the Iono. If the game was going to continue, well, actually, I wouldn't want Iono, would I? But anyway, I will retreat. I have 10 there, right? So retreat. The rope would have been a better play. I mean, I have game, so I do 10 there. So you're at 210, 120. I mean, sorry, get a little dyslexic there. Just start getting him set up, and that's game. So I botched that last turn, but look, I had game, and it didn't hurt my situation. My misplay. It was a misplay, obviously. Need to clean that up. I just sometimes I click the wrong card if I'm not fully thinking it through. But there, the deck, between the single prize attack, lost Giratina VSTAR is obviously very good, but the single prize attackers are huge too. Cramorants and Sableye did the job. Didn't set up great, but set up well enough and got the job done. All right, hopefully we get a good start. Choosing heads. I will go second if I win. I lost, so we'll see. Either way is okay. I mean, going first has its advantages, so does going second. Look, to get the Giratina VSTAR, obviously getting it set up first on turn 2 is potentially very good, but it's very hard to get 7 in a lost zone going first. All right, got a Comfey to start. That's good. Got a Battle VIP Pass. It's a very nice start there for sure. Question I have is, I'll Battle VIP Pass before I do anything. And I might Nest Ball before I Comfey. Right, it's what do I do before the Comfey play? So my opponent's going second. They're an evolution. Oh, wow. Okay, well, this is tremendous. So Comfey. So, and I'm going to get down to Giratina because I want that into play. I'm going to use my other Battle VIP Pass, get down another Comfey and a Cramorant, just thinning the deck before I use my Comfey. And tell you what, I'll get down the Radiant Greninja because I do like him as well. I'm gonna want him probably. I'm just really I need to hit something. I really need a Colress. Is what I need here. And I hit Colress, and I'm gonna grab that. That's the better card for me. So I will see what I hit. Oh wait, I already used my. Wait, didn't I? Am I going? Oh, I'm going second. Silly me. Okay. So I should have jet energied. Okay, I thought I went first. I just kind of I spaced it. Oh no, that's right. They chose to go second with the evolution deck, and that I found that a little bit confusing. All right, so I want to path them. They don't need path this turn really, but path. Should have grabbed the jet energy though. Should have grabbed the jet energy. Look, they don't want the room in the active necessarily, so it's probably better for me. But I should have jet energy because I could have got a third Comfey off this turn. Look, I get with the Colress, I will get 4. I'll get 5 in the lost zone this turn. One of the questions is, do I Comfey first or do a Colress first? I'll have more choices off Colress, so I think I'll Comfey first, the one where I have less choices, and then see, because that'll kind of force my hand some. So they're going to attack and evolve probably. Taking out the Gimmighoul would have been better, I got to say. So probably not having burned the rope, having used the jet energy, living the Gimmighoul in the active probably would have been better as well. So they need, okay, getting rid of Rod. It's a good card to burn. It's a card they're going to want. There's a lot of cards they want, but obviously they need to get energy into play. They're going to evolve, and then we'll see what happens. We will see, right? We'll just see how this plays out. Yeah. I mean, they're going to evolve anyway, so I guess the rope versus energy. I don't know. I think I should have grabbed the energy though. All right, so they're just poisoning. Okay, because they didn't. I thought they grabbed the evolution tool. So I'm going to Colress first. Then I'm gonna Comfey first. Obviously, I don't need Nest Ball. I have no bench space, so that's an easy choice there. What's that? 3. So 4, 5, 1, 2. I'm going to grab the Rod. I don't know. So I think I want to take out the, I think I'm just going to rope into Comfey. A Cramorant, take the knockout here. I could switch too, but I think I'm okay. Taking the knockout puts them in a tough spot. I'm going to attach the grass energy, and I'm just going to attack. I could have got another card in the loss, so maybe I should have been aggressive about that. It would have gotten me to 6. We'll see. I got a prize card. I draw for turn. I do have Switch in hand. They might disrupt my hand, but honestly, I don't mind that if I get disrupted either. All right, they played a Mew, and that's not scaring me. All right, Worker, they're bumping the stadium. That's good for them. Not this turn probably. They may get down a Radiant Greninja. All right, so I have Gimmighoul down. Did I? I tossed a. Okay, I'm out of bosses, so that maybe I should have ditched both bosses as I'm thinking about it, right? So both ropes are played. I'm down one stadium. Look, getting path to stick against this deck will be very, very good. So we'll see what they get with the Mew. All right, so I might just attach and I don't have a Sableye in play, but the thought is until I say knock something out, I can live without Sableye, right? And at least I hope so. At least I hope so. So I haven't discarded Sableye or lost Zone Sableye. I have two Sableyes in deck. I think I just want to attach to Giratina and attack. All right, so Ultra Ball, which means they have a decent chance of taking the knockout next turn, which puts pressure on me, which puts a decent amount of pressure on me. They're using the Ultra Ball, though. I like that. That's the evolution, which honestly would have been a good attack that turn, right? Maybe they have two evolutions in hand. I mean, attacking, if they have an energy, attacking with Mew with the evolution, TM evolution, would be a nice move, right? They get their a Goldengo and the moving on that River Room. But we'll see what happens here. Obviously, we'll see what happens. Okay, recovering some energy, but not to hand. We're putting energy back into the deck. Okay. What happened there? They drew cards, it seemed like. They played energy retreat. Oh, no, it was superior. Okay, sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I thought they were playing a rod. But yeah, okay. So cards go to hand. Have a knockout here. Yeah, I will make this play. Ditch a grass. I have grass attached already, so I want to attach. Okay, do I want to get? I could switch. You know what? I'm just gonna chill here, take another prize, see what happens. If it's a nice hand, if I sit on this hand, it's okay. I can't use Roxanne next turn. That's a guarantee because at most they can take one prize. All right, getting another path, getting path in hand is good. Obviously, would have loved to have path in play that last turn. Because they need what, 6 energies in hand to take the knockout. So if they need energy, so playing Artisan, using Artisan probably is, I think, get a Pokemon out of play because they need energy and cards to get them energy. That's what they need. They need to load up on energy, which they probably don't have the energy right now to knock me out. All those cards need to be energy. So they got the River Room, which is a nice Pokemon. So, but the odds are. All right, Manaphy doesn't do anything. It gets it out of the way for the deck. They could switch into it. Well, no, I have Radiant Greninja. That's true, but I'm not. But I'm not thinking of Radiant Greninja in this matchup. Probably. All right, so they're bumping the stadium, which is fine. I have passed the peak. That's what I want to get down. And they lose 2 ways to bump path. With that, they lose a worker and they lose a stadium. Right, so. There's something that significantly increased the odds of my path sticking playing that worker to bump their own stadium. Look, I get it. I think it was probably the right play for them, but I play 4 path. I'm only down 1, so ultimately, as things play out, if the game goes on long enough, I think I will get path to stick and they won't be able to bump it. I think, depending on how they build their deck, right? So they're going to knock me out. I'm going to knock them out. So I'm going to send up the Comfey first. And I have my switching card. I have Switch Cart to heal him up. Okay, I have an energy. Let me see what I hit here. Well, that's easy. Very easy there. There's, what, one energy. So I want to blow him up for sure. Then I have a switch as well. Let me dig a little bit more. See what my options are with Comfey. I probably use the rod at some point as well. I don't need another V. I think I'm going to bench the V I have. So that a V in the Lost Zone's fine. Rod is very nice. So I will discard. What am I at now? I am at 7. I think I played the Giratina V. I'm going to rod it back. Oops, I don't need that. Okay. Roxanne is fine. I'm going to... Okay. I just rod 2 energies, right? So let me Mirage Gate. You know, I'm going to sit on the switch card. Right? I didn't retreat yet, did I? Oh, that stinks. Okay. So I'm going to retreat. It's okay. I'm going to send you up for the knockout. I'm going to rod now. 3 energies back. I'm going to... Still haven't attached either, so that's pretty nice. So let's see. I'm going to attach 2 energies to this V on the bench. Stick a water on the active. What do I have? 7 in the Lost Zone. So I toss down Path. I have to, this is the attack I have to use. I have to Lost Zone 2 energies. Whoops, they conceded because they couldn't take the counter, the follow-up knockout. So I was going to get ditch the water energy off the V-Star and ditch one of the energies off the bench Pokemon. Figuring I was going to be able to attach an energy the following turn for another knockout. So the deck did well, right? Again, I was a little slow. I'm feeling a little sluggish, I got to say, physically and mentally sluggish. But hey, the deck worked well. You know, that combat, you know, what makes this deck so tough, and it's so tough to counter, is you have the Comfey Colress engine, very good. You can start doing 110 in matchups with Cramorant. You got Sableye 120 wherever you want. Late as the game, later game. Radiant Greninja is a threat, right? Like my opponent has to kind of bench Manaphy most of the times, which isn't always ideal for them. And then the V actually helps you set up, and the V-Star just blows up everything in the game. So it's really, you know, I think this is, it makes sense why when you look at Limitless online that this is the top performing deck, and it really is a lot to handle for any deck, and definitely spend the time to get, you know, be comfortable with the deck, so you can play it if you want, and certainly be prepared to play against it. It is a threat now, and certainly will be until rotation happens, and it still will continue past that, but things will be more shaken up at that point. But it's going to be a very strong deck for the next couple of months. Take care.